Today, I want to talk about why I think you should play Diplomacy is Not an Option. It's a game similar to They Are Billions, where you raise huge armies to defend your city against massive waves of enemies. It's basically a city builder combined with tower defense elements. I'm a big fan of these kinds of games, and on my channel you can find videos of similar titles like Age of Darkness and Cataclysmo. So if you're interested, make sure to like and subscribe. Although there is a campaign mode in the game, I've spent all my time in the endless mode. One of the first things I liked is that even though the core gameplay loop is very similar to other games, where you balance expansion with investing in defenses and armies while preparing for the next wave, it still felt surprisingly challenging to get to the point of massive battles at first. This is because the economy building has an extra layer where you need to remove corpses from the battlefield. If you don't, your dead troops can resurrect as monsters and diseases can spread. This threw my economy into a tailspin a few times, and I had to restart before the big battles even began. Crossing this hurdle felt really satisfying. Once you learn how it works, it's easier to manage. But even though the focus is on the battles, the city building element never felt tacked on. The second point is the overall progression. Early on, you have small armies similar to other games in the genre, but after a few hours, your army scales to a much larger size. This progression loop feels immensely satisfying. It really makes you feel like you've earned the right to control such a big army. The fact that the economy isn't easy makes your army's growth feel that much more impactful. I won't do a long and annoying call to action, but please consider liking and subscribing. Now, let's continue. The third point is the strategy. Even though the game is large-scale and the tone is light, you can't just build random troops and march them into battle. You really have to think about structuring your forces and combining the right mix of melee units, ranged units, and even healers. Lastly, the game's physics make it absolutely hilarious. Hurling down a giant meteor and watching all the troops fly everywhere is insanely funny and never gets old. It also contributes to the overall scale and scope of the game. Playing around with these effects makes you look forward to each new wave. Before I summarize, I wanted to share one thing that I didn't like. The AI of the troops can be improved. You need to constantly control them in battle, even to the point where some do nothing when others are getting slaughtered. I hope they improve that in future patches. Now to summarize, the constant tension between growth and survival in the economy, combined with the chaotic battles and the satisfaction of victory, along with the hilarious physics, makes this a city defense game you really shouldn't miss. Even though I wish the AI was better. I'll add this game to my curator page as well, link in the description, where you'll find more hidden gems. If you're interested in more games like this, check out my must-play Age of Darkness video. Or if you need some tips to get started, my Diplomacy is Not an Option. Tips video will help you out. That's it. Please consider liking and subscribing, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.